This video should help you factor trinomials. We'll begin with the most basic trinomial, and that is when the leading coefficient is equal to 1. In other words, the coefficient in front of the x squared term is a 1. Okay, so this is what I like to do. What we'll do is we'll multiply a times c, which is a 1 times a 6. We'll make this x, and we'll place that at the top of this x. Then we will place b, which is 5, in the lower part. So now what we're looking for is two numbers that multiply together to come up with a 6 and add together to equal 5. And you're probably right away saying that's a 3 and a 2. Because 3 plus 2 equals 5 and 3 times 2 equals 6. And that's what we want. So we'll go ahead and put a 3 there, and order doesn't matter, and a 2. And then what we will do is divide by the coefficient and x. So we're going to divide by a 1x. We can go ahead and put 1x there if you want. We really just need x. Okay? So let's go ahead and just put an x there, but you will have to include that coefficient for the other ones. Make sure that it is reduced to its lowest form of a fraction, and there you have it. We have x plus 3, and we have an x plus 2. So that makes it pretty nice. And we will go up here and write that this is equal to x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 2. If you want to do a quick check, if we were asked to multiply x plus 3 times x plus 2 using the FOIL method, we would multiply first, that's the f of FOIL, and that would be x squared, outer, which would be 2x, inner, which is 3x, and then last, which would be a 6. Combining like terms, we have x squared plus 5x plus 6, and that's what we started with. Okay, let's go ahead and try the next example. Again, we have a leading coefficient of 1, so we'll go ahead and make our x, and we will multiply a times c, and this time we have a negative 28, and here we have b, which is a 3. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply together to equal negative 28 and add up together to equal a 3. Now when I see 28, I think of a 7 times a 4. Now, I don't know if it's a negative 7 or is it a negative 4. One has to be positive and one has to be negative, of course, to have them multiply together to get a negative. So as you can see, 7 minus 4 is equal to a 3. So we know we have a 7 and a negative 4. And you can check it when you get over here. 7 times 4 is equal to negative 28. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. So we know that we have that correct. So now we'll divide by 1x, or just x. And these are reduced. So we have x plus 7 multiplied by x minus 4. Okay, let's go to the next one. And now our leading coefficient is not equal to 1. In fact, our leading coefficient here, a is actually equal to 10. But we're going to use the same process. We'll go ahead and make our x. 10 times negative 7 is a negative 70. And then we have 33. Two numbers that multiply together to get 70. I don't know about you, but when I think about 70, I think about a 35 and a 2. And would we be able to come up with a 33? Of course. A 33 is 35 minus 2. And 33 5 times a negative 2 is a negative 70. So here we have our correct numbers. So we need a positive 35 and a negative 2. So now we will take 10x and divide each of those. And as you can see, these are not reduced. So dividing the numerator and denominator by a 2 and dividing the numerator and denominator by a 5. And so what we have now is going to be 2x plus 7 and 5x minus 1. Just move that over a little bit. So now we have that this is equal to 2x plus 7 multiplied by 5x minus 1. And you can always multiply those two binomials together and check that. Okay, let's try our last one. Yep, a is not equal to 1 because a is equal to 15. So let's go ahead and use our x. 15 times 2 is 30, and then we have a negative 13. When I see 30, I think about a 3 times a 10. However, I need a negative 13, so that would be a negative 3 minus a 10. That's how we would get that. So now we would need a negative 3 and a negative 10. And we can check that real quick. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 10 is a positive 30, and negative 3 minus 10 is a negative 13. Okay, so we have a 15x that we're going to be putting in this denominator. Let's go ahead and reduce these. We will divide the numerator and denominator by 5. And here the numerator and denominator by a 3. Just reducing those fractions, and now we have 5x minus 1 multiplied by 3x minus 2. And that concludes this video. I hope it helps you.